Hi, I'm Stavros. Good morning and welcome. You join me back behind the wheel of the previous truck I used to drive, the SCANIA R560 with its V8 engine. And the question we're asking in this video, guys, can we make this truck more economical? That's what we're hoping for. Currently, this truck is only doing 6.52 miles per gallon. Absolutely useless. So yeah, we're going to find out, can we get this truck to be more economical? That is the goal in today's video. So I will be fitting a unit from VTC Plug-in Power. I'll be fitting it to the truck, and then over the course of 4 to 6 weeks I'll do an update just to let you guys know, has there been an improvement in economy with this truck? So when I was driving this truck, I was getting 8.7 miles per gallon from it. Currently it's doing 6.52, which is useless. I have it in auto eco mode now, so the driver that's currently driving it is probably having it in auto power mode the whole time. So yeah, obviously the fuel consumption has gone way down. But yeah, we're going to see, can it be improved with this unit? So I'm just making my way back to the warehouse. We'll jack the cab, fit the unit, and then there's a few other things I have to show you around the yard as well. So stay with us, let's get back to the yard and get it fitted. The cab now, guys, and of course on the older trucks it was here, on the newer ones it's here. But do you remember that time you used to be jacking the cab and you hear, what's that noise? The grill! Always make sure the grill is lifted up, guys, otherwise you're gonna do damage. Okay, so this is the box, guys, from VTC Plug-in Power, and this is what's going to give us better economy, power and torque. So let's open the box and show you inside. Sort of an unboxing video, guys. What's in the box? Okay, there you go. Now this is what you'll find. So this is our unit here that we will be fitting to the front of the truck, okay? Now what you can do is, this unit you can fit inside the cab, but we're going to fit it to the outside of the truck in behind the grille. So yeah, probably a better location for it. So that's where that's going to go. Then you'll see in the box as well, we've got some cables here, and then these are our plugs. So these will be going into the ECU on the top of the engine, okay? So it's all very well done where it's numbered there. And these are actual SCANIA plugs as well. So you see the way they say SCANIA. So that's all very well done. These are the very same plugs that you'll see on SCANIA's ECU. And then you'll see we're going to bring a positive down to the alternator. And then, yeah, the negative will be going on to a little nut that's mounted on the ECU at the top of the engine. So that's all your cabling there, and yeah, that's more or less it inside the box. And then we have instructions here in that envelope. So that's it, guys. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come back to the back of the truck here, and we're going to disconnect the battery, because with where we're mounting the positive on the alternator, if you take it off and if you touch it off anything, it's going to spark up. So we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to disconnect the battery just to keep that nice and safe. And there we go, that's easy enough to take off. And yeah, so we're just going to take off the negative there. So we already have it disconnected just to show you that the negative is off. Then we're going to go up to the top of the engine here. Let me climb up. So this is why the checkered plate was put here, guys, so that you can climb up nice and easy without damaging, you know. Then we get this. You see this? That's like a star shape screwdriver. You'll find that on any Scania toolbox. We use that to uncover the two plates here that are on top of the ECU, on top of the engine. So if you come over here, I'll show you here. You see these two units here? These two covers? These have to come off in order to get our plugs inside, okay? So we just unscrew here. Now, they're all unscrewed, so it's a matter of just sliding them up and pulling them off, okay? And then we get our plugs there. Let me just go back and I'll show you. This is easy enough to understand. Then we get our cables here and we bring them back. Now you see the way, let me just show you there, guys. You see the way this one is white and this one is black? So it's quite easy to do. The white one is going on this side and the black one is going on that side. And you'll see the way they're numbered as well, so you can pair it up. We have 1, 5, 6 and 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to unplug this one here. Be very careful with these little plastic things here, that when you push them in, that you don't crack them. So very careful. So just give it a good wiggle and there you go, you pop it up. You will see numbers on this plug, okay? And you have to make sure that it matches up. See the way it's 1, 5, 6 and 10? So just make sure that it goes in the right way. Don't put it in the wrong way. Make sure it's in the correct way. So straight in like this. There you go. So that one's in. Then we get our black one. And then it's the second plug in. So the same thing again, guys. Just put in your two tabs here, push them in, be very careful not to break them. 2 tabs in, there you go, that's out. And then we get our black plug. Same thing again, make sure it's the right way up. 1, 5, 6 and 10, right way up. And make sure this one is, yeah, we see our 10 down, and then straight in like this. Okay. Okay, so now we have our white and our black in, and obviously we now have 2 empty spaces here. So what we do is we get the other end of the plug here. You see the way they're joined? So your Scania plug, and also here as well. So you have to make sure that this plug goes in the same way as that plug came out. So in our case, it was the Scania logo facing me, so then it goes in that way like that and clip it in. There you go, very good and very easy to do. And then the same on this, it is Scania logo facing me, and then in it goes that way. So there you go. Okay, now that is in good and proper, as we can see. Now it's a case of putting the cable underneath here and getting it onto our alternator for power, and then the other part of the cable, then we will bring it out in towards the back of the grille, and then we'll be mounting our control unit to the front of the truck. As I said already, you can put it inside the cab if you want, but that just takes up more time. We're just going to put it on the outside of the cab, and it'll be very easy just to unplug it or plug it back in. That's why they call it plug-in power, guys. Plug out, plug in, that's the way it works. Okay, so let's get working on the alternator for power. Okay, now it's time to put our positive wire onto the alternator. So you see it there, that's from our plug-in power, the cable. This is from the alternator, okay? So this wire was already going in to the alternator, and it was mounted by this 17 nut here, okay? So it's normally mounted in like that, deep in behind the alternator. You just unscrew this, take out the cable, put this on, and then you'll be screwing it back on like this. back in like that, okay? So it's kind of hard to get the camera angles, but yeah, it's more or less going back in there, if you can see it in there. So mount it in like that with the positive cable. So once that's done, we then get our negative, and then we will be mounting that possibly to a bolt here, some ground bolt, whatever you want, just connect it up there, and then there'll be another cable going to the unit. I'll show you that shortly. But anyway, let's get this screwed up, and then we'll get our negative screwed up as well. It's a pretty long bolt there, guys. Okay, so stick that in there and simply screw it back in. There we go. So we have our negative in, positive in, plugs are in. Now we just need to tidy up all of these with cable ties, and then let me just show you quickly over here. So this is our unit. That's the unit, okay, and the module, and there's all the instructions. So then the module here gets plugged in to that socket. So we're mounting this in at the back of the grill. So we need to jack down the cab, drill a couple of holes, mount this in, and then it's a simple matter of plugging it in. And then you'll see, once we have it mounted, we'll show you the way it unplugs and plugs quite easy. So power on, power off. That's, as I said already, guys, plug in power. That's the way it works. Okay, let's tidy up all the cables here. Cable tie them all up. So there you can see, guys, it's all cable tied up, all nice and tidy into the alternator, and you can see we have it running underneath this as well, and the whole way down. So yeah, all we need to do now is jack down the cab and stick on the control unit. So one thing we will do before we drop down the cab is to just reconnect the battery, start up the engine, and make sure everything is firing up okay. Okay, we're just going to mount the VTC plug-in power control unit, and we're going to stick it in at this plate here. There's a plate here that holds on the step cover. See this piece here? We're going to stick it in there. Now there's already one hole drilled, so let's just drill the other one. Okay, so the control module is now fitted nice and snugly in there, and we have our cable. So the cable gets connected up that way, and then once it's plugged in, you have to slide this across. And once you want this disconnected from the truck, just get a screwdriver, stick it in there, and you can slide it back open, and then you can unplug it if you want. But yeah, we'll stick that in, and then it'll be ready to go. Okay guys, welcome to the MAN 2011 TGM 18250, and the batteries are getting changed on this truck today. So 2 new batteries. So as you know, we bought this truck used, and yeah, I just wanted to point out that these batteries are very awkward to change. Why? Because the crash bar can't be detached, and the nuts in at the back are all seized up with rust. So why wasn't the crash bar designed like the trailers here, where you can just swing them up? So yeah, this battery had to be lifted out over this cradle here, as you can see. So it was very awkward lifting it out. This one wasn't too bad. He was able to get it in through here, but somebody could have designed this better, that it swings out or swings up, just to make changing those batteries a bit easier. But there you go, guys. Never easy, is it? So let me just talk about curtain cider trailers for a minute. Some of you will remember the video I shot talking about these pillarless trailers. So we have 2 of them here, and hopefully we'll be seeing the back end of them pretty soon, because they are useless. Trailers without pillars, 45 foot long, you know what happens. The roof just bounces. These straps loosen going down the road. Say for instance you're coming out of an industrial estate and it has humps on the road. You're driving over the humps. The roof is bouncing. The straps are loosening. And then you have to retighten them on your next drop. Absolutely useless, these trailers. One thing I didn't show in that video is that these clips here, they cut into the strap. See that? Look. It's already starting to cut in. If I move down here, you'll see the way it's already cutting in there. Yet again, another reason why these trailers are useless. So let me just move up here. And you see, it's already cut into it, look. Cut right through the strap. Those clips. Those clips are not great anyway, because they slide a bit and loosen. So maybe you're better off with the older ones. These ones they're alright, but they're not great. I wouldn't really rate them at all. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully these trailers will be gone and we'll be getting ones very soon with pillars. No more bouncing roofs and no more loosening straps. Moving on to another trailer. You see we have the Skelly trailer here. You see these clips here, okay, that connect the wires. You see those right there? They will most likely burn out. So I've had a trailer that I hooked under before and this literally just burnt out. There was smoke coming out of it. So these clips, if you see them on trailers, it's just a matter of time before they burn out, and then you will have no lights on the trailer. So there you have it, guys. Keep an eye out for those clips. If they start burning up at all, get rid of them. Okay, so I just want to show you something quickly here on the Scania S580. Now I did have somebody onto me a couple of weeks ago and they were wondering, where did I get that piece of rubber at the top of the door? Well, it is a Scania part. I got it off Scania. So when these trucks are new, they didn't come out of the factory with these pieces of rubber. And what happens is water pools on top of the door, and then you open the door and then all the water drops on top of the switches here. So yeah, make sure you get that piece of rubber, guys. The part number is in the description. And you can get one for the driver's side and passenger side. And that will stop the water dropping down on the switches. So let me just show you something quickly on the Mercedes Actros, the 1845. So yeah, this driver was actually reversing onto a ramp in Limerick, and there was one of those drainage grids going the whole length of the yard, and it was going that way. He reversed onto the ramp, and one of the drainage grids, would you believe, flipped up and went right through the diesel tank. Flipped up from the wheel and bang, straight up through the diesel tank. And if I get down here, you'll see the patch. That is the patch on the diesel tank. So yeah, needless to say, there was diesel all over that yard in Limerick. And yeah, the truck was off the road. It had to be patched up, but it's all fixed now. That happened a while back, but I just thought I'd mention some of the freak accidents that you can have on these trucks. Unreal, guys. So getting back to the Scania R560, now fitted with the VTC plug-in power unit. So it'll be interesting to see how it performs on the truck. Now they do claim between 5 and 10% improvement in economy. So anything is better than what it's doing at the moment, guys, which is absolutely useless. 6.52 miles per gallon is useless. So when I was driving this truck, I was getting 8.7 miles per gallon, but then I did drive it in auto eco mode, which is what it should be kept in. But the current driver probably has it in auto power mode all of the time, which is why the fuel consumption is so heavy on the truck. But anyway, with this unit, we hope to see an improvement. We will just have to wait and see. I'll do an update video in about 4 to 6 weeks' time and let you know how it's performing. Now, the unit is programmed for our application of truck, which is driving around Ireland, groupage work, heavy and light loads, not long distance. So if you want a long distance unit fitted to your truck, you can program it to suit your application. What are you using your truck for? What sort of truck is it? What sort of power does it have? You will say all this to VTC when you order your unit, and they can program it in such a way that it'll suit your application of truck, and hopefully you can get the best out of it. Now the torque has gone up in the truck now to 3,000 Newton meters, up from 2,700, and power has gone up from 560 horsepower up to 600. So an improvement there by 40 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque now on this R560. So the current driver should definitely feel the extra pull going up those hills.
Now, it's not delivering the power all of the time. It'll only kick in when it's going up a hill, when it feels it's under load, then it's delivering all that power, because this one is set up for economy. You can get them set up differently. You can have 3,300 Newton meters of torque. You can have 650 horsepower if you want. It all depends what you want from the VTC plug-in power unit. But you can explain all that to them when you're putting in your order. Just click on the link below and you'll be directed to their website, and you can put in your order, put in all your details. Now, it's not just Scania trucks you can get this fitted to. You can do DAF, Volvo, numerous other trucks, and it's actually easier to fit in the DAF and the Volvo than this truck. And it's a bit harder to fit on the S580. Yeah, it'll take you longer, but you can do it yourself. All the instructions are there. As you've seen yourself, it is quite easy to do. And you can unplug it if you want it back to factory spec, or take the whole unit out and fit it into another truck. You can do that quite easily. And there is a money back guarantee. You can run this for 30 days, put it on a truck. If you see no improvements, pack it up, send it back, get your money back. That's it, guys. So yeah, hopefully we'll see an improvement. As I said, I will update you all. But I do hope you enjoyed the video, fitting the unit and looking at a couple of more trucks around the yard. I will chat to you all again next week for another video, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Cheers! It's taking forever, guys. What's taking so long?